เ Thank you! Thank you! Bye! Thank you! Thank you! Thank you! Bye! Thank you! Thank you! Bye! Thank you! Thank Hey!
Hello and welcome to my attempt at a 100% playthrough of The Legend of Zelda Wind Waker Chaos Edition. I am adding this episode in as a prologue, mainly because these were the snippets of all the gameplay up to the first visit of the Forsaken Fortress that I did basically to test to see if this would even work. And this was recorded without any audio. So basically I'm just going to use this recording, put it in as a prologue, maybe episode 0 or something, and basically list all the all the aspects of this 100% playthrough and how I'm going to do or not be able to do some things. And if you don't like this non-relevant talking over this gameplay, then I'm going to upload an unlisted and voiceless version of all these gameplay sections. Probably a link below to link to that one if you don't want to hear me talking about the playthrough while you're watching the prologue on Outset Island. Also, I'm going to be putting, because there was no audio of me, I'm going to put little screenshots of transitions between when the game crashed for these snippets, because there was no audio recording of my reactions during these initial clips. I'm going to be adding in just a little image that tells you whether the game crashed or not, so you're not confused as to why these snippets are just transitioning randomly between different areas of the game. Number 1, any sections that are legitimately impossible due to the chaos codes can be redone with the chaos codes off after 10 attempts unless it has been proved impossible previously. The reason I'm doing the first rule is because I know off the top of my head there are some points that are going to be impossible, such as the pictograph side quests and others. And if they're not possible to do with Chaos Edition and I want to do 100%, I'm going to have to do them with the code off, just so we can progress. And the 10 attempts rule is there to basically allow me to bypass anything that I know without a shadow of a doubt will not work. That being said, I don't plan to chicken out and basically, if I'm like at attempt number 5, I'm just going to mess up 5 times on purpose. No, I'm going to 10 legitimate attempts at trying to do something before I can bypass it. Number 2, any sections that were done legitimately on camera but were lost due to a crashing cutscene can be redone with the chaos codes off just to get back to the point where one can save. The reason I'm doing the second rule is because I've already experienced some points where there has been a lot of progress made and then there was a crash that in a cutscene that basically made I had to do something all over again. And the problem with that is I've seen with other YouTubers' playthroughs is that a lot of cutscenes are very, very unreliable in terms of not crashing either during or after the cutscene. Especially the bigger cutscenes that are part of the story. So basically this is just the rule so that if you see me go through a section, it crashes, I can just get back to that point. Especially since the crashing wasn't due to anything that I could prevent, unlike being flown off a cliff or something. Number 3, any sections that were done and saved legitimately but were lost due to any possible save corruption code can be redone with the chaos codes off to recover the progress. The reason I'm doing the third rule is because I've seen a couple different chaos editions of different games, and one of the very rare but recurring things is what I like to call a save corruption code, where basically the chaos edition will make it so even if you save, the progress will not be saved to the digital memory card. So I've seen one attempt like on Peanut Butter Gamer on his Mario 64 Chaos where basically he pressed the save button and he ended up gaming over, going back to the title screen, and the game did not save what he did and he had to go do it again. I'm putting that rule in just because I save data corruption code. If that happens to appear in this version of Chaos Edition for Wind Waker, if anything does get lost due to save corruption, I can just redo it on normal mode, just to get things moving, because this is going to be a long playthrough if I'm doing 100%. Number 4, any sections that require more than 3 visits in a normal 100% playthrough may have any additional visit after the 3rd visit played through with the chaos codes off. The reasoning I'm doing the 4th rule is in case there are any sections that you can get through with the Chaos Edition, but it is an incredibly tedious process, and if I have to do something like that more than 3 times for the same exact thing in the same exact location, I mean, you've seen me done it 3 times, I might as well just bypass it. I mean, trying not to be redundant, same reason some people cut out in their YouTube videos things they've gone after the 2nd time just because it's killing time. Here's a list of the potential problems that I found that might be an issue in this version of the Chaos Edition. There are 3 things that I have a feeling are going to be a problem due to the particles being messed up. The first off being the Withered Deku Tree side quest. So far, dropping any form of water from a bottle seems to not work at all, so I'm pretty sure when we get around to that side quest is going to be impossible with the Chaos Code on, because you cannot pour water on anything because the particles are messed up. And that's the gist of the entire quest. which is kind of a bummer. The second one might be in the future mirror shield light puzzles. I don't know if the light particles that are used during the puzzle will be affected in any way by the Chaos Edition, so it might make any puzzles requiring the mirror shield impossible. We'll see. And then the last one will be elemental arrow puzzles. There are not many of those, and I have, like, even though fire doesn't appear, you can still light torches and set things on fire, so I don't think it'll be a big problem. I just put it in there as a potential problem. Here's a list of things that might be due to crashes. Both the Savage Labyrinth and combat training on Outset Island. Now these, the reason I'm putting these in here due to crashes is, like, I've done these, I've done them at least twice because I've 100% of the game twice, back when I was a kid, but especially Savage Labyrinth and combat training in particular, like, they're one of the longer side quests that require you to go a very long time through some kind of dungeon or combat sequence where you cannot save, quit, come back, and be where you are. So I don't know if the game's going to be stable for long enough, for example, to get through 50 floors of the Savage Labyrinth to get down to the Piece of Heart, as well as the, 300 hits you need to do on combat training. So those will be, if that becomes a problem and it keeps crashing, I will do the 10-time attempt rule, and if it doesn't work after 10 legitimate attempts, we'll just have to bypass it. And then this one is kind of, I just put it in just because I have, like, it shouldn't crash, but just in case. The Silver Rupee Cavern on Poverent Island has multiple Wizrobe summoners, and, like, when I play the game, I take out the summoner Wizrobes first, as anyone should, but with Chaos, I might not be able to kill them right away, and if they start spawning a ton of enemies very quickly, it might have the potential to crash the game. Again, we'll do 10 attempts, see if that works. And then this one, I've already confirmed, does not work at all, so we have to bypass them, and I've already had to bypass a few of them. Any side quest that requires the picto box in terms of taking a picture and showing it to someone, it's just every time you use the picto box, regardless if it's color or black and white, with the Chaos Code on, it just simply crashes the game. I haven't found any way around it, so I've just basically had to do those side quests with the Chaos Code turned off. Kind of a bummer. Here are some things that might be an issue due to what's called the flashback inventory, which is used in Ganon's Tower boss rematches with the, 4 or so bosses you faced before. And basically it reverts your inventory back to what you had beforehand. And, I just put that in there. That might be a problem with Chaos. I'm not sure. I'm just putting it in there to be safe. And then this, due to lack of hardware, basically I can't use the Tingle Tuner. I love the Tingle Tuner personally, and I find it a big bummer I can't do that, but I basically would have to download several different emulators, and I basically have to have some kind of LAN connection or something. I kind of read up on it, and it looked like a lot of work just to get this feature working on an emulated version of Wind Waker. I love the Tingle Tuner personally. I kind of was bummed they didn't put in the HD remake, but it will not work on this Chaos just because I have no way to connect it. So that means the Tingle Tuner in general can't do the Tingle Tuner training on Windfall Island, and on Outset Island I can't do Knuckles tests, which will unlock Knuckle on Tingle Island, as well as an addition onto the Tingle Tuner itself that will allow you to purchase items for a slightly higher rate than what Beetle usually sells. Now I put this down as the Birdman contest going to be an issue with, just because I'm very bad at it. In fact, kind of when I was a kid, I would plug the Tingle Tuner in with the expansion from Knuckle and basically have Tingle replenish my magic halfway through through the Game Boy Advance, so I had plenty of time to hit all the Cyclones to get me to the end. But I've actually, as I'm recording this now, I just finished recording the section where I first attempted to do the Birdman contest, and up until now, I've noticed you can actually get flung in whatever direction you're flying on the Deku Leaf. That makes you go really fast, so there might be a way to actually choose this, so this shouldn't be too much of a problem. It just might be a lot of trial and error. And then here's the list of side quests that I will not be completing that are part of a normal 100% game through that I'm going to just not include in this 100% of Chaos Edition. So first off, the Nintendo Gallery. So the Nintendo Gallery would require me to play through multiple one-time sections, most notably boss battles with the Chaos Codes off, as well as the rest of the game with the code off a second time in each section, due to the fact that taking pictobox pictures crashes the game. Not only would this defeat the purpose of the playthrough, but it would also, in hindsight, be impossible because, well, I guess it wouldn't be impossible, but basically I would have to play through a boss, beat it on Chaos Edition, not save, reset, go back, go through, take all the pictures, and then go through the cutscenes again and then save. But kind of defeats the purpose of the playthrough. I would be constantly shutting off, turning off codes and turning it on. And I mean, I've done the Nintendo Gallery twice in my own time. It's a fun side quest, but not required for 100% in terms of giving you items to defeat Ganon or any heart containers or such. So I'm not gonna just do it. The other one, the sliding picture puzzle minigame, I mean, it tends to take a long time to complete, and you just get money for it. And it's boring. I've completed the entire thing once as a kid, thinking it gave me something special back before the internet was a thing and I had my guidebook. And it doesn't give you anything, and I personally will never do it again just because it took such a long time. And, I mean, I might do it once just to see if there's anything crazy, but aside from that, nah, I'm not gonna. The other thing I'm going to add in that is a potential problem that I've confirmed already. I mean, I'm going to try to see if it works later on, and if so, I will redo every scene that I've had to bypass that required it. But, like, every time you use the pairs to take control of the seagulls with the Chaos Edition code, it either seems to crash or basically put your seagull in a specific location and have them spin around for all eternity, making you have to reset the game. So I will see if it works later on, because I personally like that item and feature mechanic. But as of right now, it does not seem it'll be possible, so I'll have to bypass any of those sections, either with other items or with the code off, in order to progress through those. So what constitutes for 100% playthrough for this version? So how I'm going to determine what constitutes to 100% completion in this game, I've already said that a couple things might have to be skipped previously, but in terms of overall what I'm going to do, like I've said in a few of my videos I've posted before, I actually still own the original guidebook from 2001 to, then in the back there's a section of each island that shows what each island has. And I think I'll show a picture of one as an example, but basically it has listed everything with a few minor exceptions which I know about, and I will show off. Usually it's just a handful of rupees or something that they missed in little rafts, but for the most part this guidebook has everything. The only things that's listed on each island that I'm not going to do are, obviously, each island on the guidebook shows where Beetle Ship Shop is. I mean, I'll visit the shops as I need and I'll buy things that are required, but, I mean, there's no point in just going into every single Beetle shop in the Great Sea just to walk in and walk out, so that's not really going to be required, and I'm not going to do that. And then also the Rings of Light, only because, correct me if I'm wrong, but as a kid, I remember trying to 100% by getting all the Rings of Light, but, like, they would respawn on the same island, so I don't, like, it's great if I need a few rupees and they're around, but as far as 100%, I'm not going to go to every island, fish up every single Ring of Light, and have them respawn / go away if I'm not fast enough. Like, there's no point in doing that, especially if I have a maxed out wallet, which I might near the end. And then aside from that, this guidebook has everything, all the side quests, even the ones that don't give you anything other than rupees, and I'm going to be doing all of it, with the exception of, like, the Tingle Tuner stuff, as well as the side quests that I've already said will not be possible that I'm going to do, like the Nintendo Gallery and the sliding puzzles, just because it's too difficult to do the one, and the other one is just a waste of time, in my opinion. You don't get anything but money, and there's faster ways to make money in this game. Well, that's enough talking about the rules. I've talked off your ear for long enough. Hopefully you enjoy the rest of the video about the parts before Forsaken Fortress. Enjoy.